Welcome back, everybody. Of course, much of the attention went to those devastating power outages in Texas, but the impact of last month's massive blast of winter weather is still being felt tonight, perhaps nowhere more than in Jackson, Mississippi. More than 2 weeks after that storm, many residents in that state's capital city still don't have running water. NewsNation takes a look back now at the situation in Jackson this week.
Today was another good day, and I'm very pleased with our progress. We are staying consistent in around 85 psi. Our storage tanks are filling, so that's good. I mean, it's just been a good day. We want to continue to do this trend through the weekend. We still have a couple areas still possibly without water.
We're now in week 2 of Jackson's water crisis, and residents are hoping that sometime soon their water will come back on in their homes.
We have issues that are at the plant. We have issues in the distribution system. What I hope that if it is approved, this is a start for us to start moving toward projects that can improve both the water treatment facilities, but also the water distribution system.
Do you like not having water? Okay. It's rough, huh? Yeah. In between missing wages, gas, and just all this, I stopped going to work just to make sure my household is up to par, that my kids are taken care of, being that they're at home.
It's all coming together. Unfortunately, it just took a lot longer than what we anticipated.
Wow. Well, tonight we're joined live by Jackson City Councilor Ashby Foote. He serves on 7 committees and has a bachelor's degree in engineering from Southern Miss. Good evening, sir. Thank you for being with us. We certainly appreciate it.
Good to be here.
Looking at the most recent report here, and as of tonight, about 5,000 customers still without power and without water, and more than 40,000 still under a boil water advisory. Does that still sound about correct?
I think that's probably pretty close to correct. It's been a really difficult time, obviously, for citizens to go this long without having running water in their house. But we've been fortunate to have a lot of charitable institutions, businesses, churches, other cities that have shipped water to us in gallon jugs and water bottles. We've probably got over 1 million bottles of water that have been delivered to Jackson to try to address the difficult circumstances for these people who don't have running water.
Well, certainly good to hear the people have stepped up, and the root of the problem seemed to be 80 water breaks throughout the city because of that winter storm. So essentially just busted pipes all over Jackson. That was fundamentally the problem?
That's correct. We had a combination of things that was kind of a perfect storm, no pun intended, but we had extremely low temperature, much lower than we're used to getting, that went on for an extended period of time, 3 or 4 days down below 10 degrees, which our infrastructure is really not built to try to, to deal with those type of low temperatures for an extended period. So it did a lot of damage to the pipes, but it also caused a lot of challenges for our primary water purification delivery system up in the north part of the city. And so we ended up with a shortage of water coming out of the water plant. And then once the thaw came, we had a lot of broken water mains. And we're still dealing with those. I think the number's up around 80 breaks in the water main, and the crews have been working overtime trying to get those fixed. So it's hard to get your system recharged when you've got lots and lots of water breaks and people are trying to get their water into their system. And so it's been a difficult period, but hopefully it is a lot better now. But we still have some work to do in South and West Jackson.
And my understanding is that the city is now requesting $47 million from the state to fix all of this. How will that money be used? And I assume it will take a lot more than that $50 million to bring the system fully up to date.
Correct. You're right. It's going to take a lot of money. $47 million addresses some specific needs that had been highlighted a couple of months ago. And those have to do mainly with the water plant, the O.B. Curtis water plant, but also with some of the main distribution lines that run throughout the city. And we don't have many water towers. It's a surface water system that comes out of the reservoir. And so once your system goes low on water, it really makes it difficult to get the water pressure back up again. So you don't have the benefit of a lot of water towers. So that's one of the challenges for us, is the fact that we're using a surface water level system from a reservoir with very few towers across the city.
And what's happening in Jackson just seems to be so emblematic of a phrase we hear so much in America, that is crumbling infrastructure, highways, bridges, pipes. We see what's happening with you. We saw what happened in Texas. In your mind, is this another wake-up call for the country all over to invest more heavily into systems that are getting old and simply breaking down?
You're right. Jackson's an old city. It's been around almost 200 years. We got a lot of old infrastructure that was built over 50 years ago. And so these kind of circumstances really test and pressure the old types of pipes and stuff that's real aged. So we obviously suffered a lot of damage during this period because of old infrastructure. So you're right. It is a wake-up call to the country at large to invest more and increase our maintenance level on an ongoing basis. Oftentimes, I think deferred maintenance is a part of the problem we've got here. We didn't spend as much on maintenance the past 40, 50 years as we should have.
And just a few seconds left for a quick question. Obviously, Texas, Mississippi, southern states, you guys are not used to harsh winters. We're jealous of that here in Chicago. But going forward, besides just the age of the infrastructure, are there steps you can take to better prepare for colder weather when those rare cold snaps do happen, even as far south as where you are?
Yeah, we probably need to take some serious lessons from Chicago and the people that live up north and learn how to winterize better our critical infrastructure like the water system. I think that would be some good lessons learned. We could learn a lot from what these northern cities have done over the years to weather through difficult winters.
And best guess on when everything will be repaired? Any timeline for the folks there in Jackson?
Well, it's going to be a while for everything's repaired, but hopefully we'll get water pressure back to the level that we need for all the city has running water, and I'm hoping that'll be sometime in the next week.
Wow, still a few days to go. Thank you so much for your time tonight, sir. We appreciate it, and we're keeping all of you folks in Jackson in our thoughts to get through what has to have been a brutal and tough few weeks, but certainly appreciate your time tonight.
And thanks again to all the people who have sent bottled water and other water to us in tankers and gallon jugs. It's been a real blessing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you again, sir. We appreciate your time.